What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NDA Podcast. This is episode 83. I'm Gronk, joined by Kev and Wex. And Kev actually has a special announcement for us today. I don't know what it is. Wex doesn't know what it is. So.
Yeah.
Kev, just take it away.
Nothing crazy. I've been working on a little something, and I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. I thought rather than just send it in the Discord, I would just make a little announcement here because I have the platform to do so. So, we talked about it a while ago, and I've been slowly working on it. I am like about halfway done working on a little Pokémon trivia quiz, and I don't know when we're gonna do it, but definitely look forward in the future to be a quiz night for Pokemon. I've been working on a little quiz, and I feel like it'd be fun. Get everyone in quiz chat and have a little competition. So look forward to that in the future.
Ooh, we could do it on through Kahoot too.
Kahoot.
No, that would actually work very well. Yeah.
Maybe.
You just have to.
I put it on Kahoot so you can hear the transition music.
Justin just wants multiple options so that he gets the chance to get things right.
Yeah, it's like one of the questions. What's super effective against Fairy? And it's like fucking normal, steel, fairy, fire. I'm like, okay.
So once that's you can just continue to click buttons.
So
yeah.
Dude,
they're coming at me.
Think about.
Dude, they're coming at me this morning that I was only clicking buttons. I think it was Rooster. I was like, bro, what did I do to deserve this?
They were talking about like roles they want in the channel, like they deserve a role or something. Fuck out of here, special ass role.
You deserve a role when you win something, or if you're the admin, like Ryder.
Yeah.
But Ryder's won something and is the admin, so it's like.
So am I, mate.
Oh, you're admin?
Me too. Yeah.
What am I? I'm shit. I'm dog shit. I'm dog shit. Just Ryder, just tell me I'm dog shit. Just say it. It's how I.
There's only room
anyway, whatever. This is the Game of the Week podcast. We're gonna talk through all the games that are going on this week. So let's just jump straight into it because I'm sad. Rhyme City Rhydons versus Yuli Ludicolos. We have Griffin versus Rooster battle the Calyrexes. Boys, what are we thinking about this one? How do we feel?
Battle of the horses this week. I don't know. Let's look at these team previews. I think
great match with
Rooster. Yeah, I mean off the rip, Calyrex kind of hurts. Oh, true. Might want to specify. That would help. Calyrex Shadow definitely oversights Calyrex Ice only because it's faster and can get a ghost move into super effective psychic type Calyrex Ice. However, the Urshifu kind of counters it pretty hard.
Sucker Punch do be going burr.
Sucker Punch do be going burr.
And he's strong enough where that could possibly knock you down if you don't have Focus Sash. It could probably just OHKO at that point.
Right.
So that's a decent bring on Griffin's end for sure.
I can see.
Go ahead. I was gonna say even just like a Tailwind and then a normal Dark move. That way that stops. Like if he doesn't click an attacking move because he's expecting Sucker Punch, you just Tailwind, and then you're faster with Urshifu probably. I'm sure you can, and obviously Calyrex is fast, but Urshifu's 97. I'm sure you can EV it, so under Tailwind, it's definitely faster.
Yeah.
So definitely look to do that, maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rooster knows that Urshifu's coming, so he decides to bring Noivern. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a thing. The only consideration you have to make is you get absolutely clapped by Calyrex Ice. So you really have to be careful with it. But other than that, Noivern is pretty good because Urshifu is essentially good into a lot of his team. I mean, Pikachu is just frail. Kling Klang's getting bopped. Calyrex Shadow is getting bopped. Regigigas as well because of, fighting moves on Urshifu getting absolutely bopped. It's
just so hot. Like Noivern, I think is needed so Calyrex and other things can so funny because Urshifu's so good, until you bring the Noivern to counter it. But then do you bring Noivern against the best ice type in the format? Like, that just doesn't seem like it makes sense. But at the same time, I think it has to happen.
Yeah, I mean, because, like, what is Noivern going to do? Like, yeah, you can do a flamethrower into Calyrex, but at that point, if he's running weakness policy, you're doing very minimal damage, and if he maxes to avoid some sort of wide guard play, then you're just dead. It doesn't matter if you Focus Sash, you're just dead because it's Max Hailstorm. So, I mean, there's ways to get around. There's ways that Griffin could most definitely win this game and this set. So
before I let Wex talk, because I feel like I've cut him off a couple times, you can go right after this point. I think Talonflame was really, it kind of counters what Regigigas wants to do because of burn shenanigans and just controlling speed, so that things like Urshifu that hit Gigas really hard can outspeed it with Tailwind and stuff like that. So I think Griffin has honestly a favorable matchup. But yeah, Wex, your turn now. I'm sorry, buddy.
I was just going to say regarding some movesets, like, I see Rooster bringing Calyrex. I see him bringing Draining Kiss on it because, honestly, like, I think that's a good play. I'm pretty sure it gets Draining Kiss. I think I used it in the off season. A lot. And then on the other side, my lot is probably going to run an Ice Beam, just for the Noivern. I'm assuming anyway. But apart from that, like, looking lower down the list, there's some of the mons that like you're not sure if they're going to come. Like, Dairtick could come. But if you're running, if you're trying to run some Tailwind shenanigans with Talonflame, Rooster has a pretty fast team, and in a lot of situations, you're still just going to get outsped. So, in that regard, I wouldn't be surprised if Trick Room comes up, but overall, I think Rooster has enough up his sleeve to pull off the win. And in my opinion, I can see Rooster winning 2-1 respectively. No offense to Griff, but in my opinion, that's just what I see going down. Rooster's going to have something up his sleeve, and even if Griff does get it game 1, I think Rooster's going to be able to adapt.
Yeah, even though I feel like there's a lot of good answers into Rooster's team from Griff, I'm still gonna pick Rooster to win 2-0. Dude's 3-0 so far this season. He's been doing pretty well. Even though, you can make an argument that some plays, if they went some other way, he'd be 1-2. At the end of the day, he's still 3-0, right? So it's the game we play if it is something lucky like double protect. My only question, and this is my biggest concern, is you're going to really need either to set up Talonflame Tailwind or set up Trick Room. You're not going to be able to set up reliable Trick Room with Kofagrigus, so it's going to be Oranguru. And Rooster knows that he's going to bring something that's going to do a lot of damage to Oranguru. Maybe Aromatisse can also set up Trick Room. I think it gets Trick Room. I'm not positive. But at that point, it's rough. It's rough. So, I mean, without the Trick Room and, always happy. Because I think Pikachu also gets Fake Out, right?
Yeah. I think so. Let me just check.
100%. No, 100%.
I know Raichu does. Okay, so Pikachu does. All right, so then you just fake out the Talonflame and then kill it. Like, even if it's Focus Sash, it just dies. So, I mean, for that reason, 2-0 for Way of Rooster is my prediction.
Yeah. I can see it.
Had a bad week with predictions. I think that goes without saying. I think in order to get back into the swing of things, I'm gonna have to make some bold predictions again this week. So I think I'm going to go 2-1 Griffin, and I think that he does have the right answers to beat Rooster, and I think maybe even after listening to this, he'll be more aware of what he can do to counter his team. Something I just thought of that I want to also add is that notice how Rabambi's max speed is 124 and Noivern's is 123. Something to think about.
Ooh, are we saying speed swap? Max speed? Oh.
You run Choice Scarf Calyrex because you're only going to click Glacial Lance anyway, then you speed swap, probably faster than Calyrex Shadow. Something to think about. I'm just saying, we got.
No, I don't. I think we. Does that actually? I don't think that switches. I don't think the speed gain from that switches.
No, I'm saying you give Calyrex the Rabambi's max speed, then that is added to the Choice Scarf. What I'm thinking. So you like it does the same. Choice Scarf adds a certain amount of speed. I think it's a 1.5 boost. That you're just adding it to Rabambi's speed instead of Calyrex's speed. Just something to think about. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm going 2-1 Griffin.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm completely lost. I don't know what's going on. My brain can't handle that. I just press buttons. All right, moving on. Next game, we have Harrison versus Gummy. Let's dive into this one. Wex, I want to hear from you first. How do you think this is gonna work out?
Just looking at it first, I like Harrison here. But Gummy does have some new transactions with Grimmsnarl and Articuno coming in. Which I do like. I love Grimmsnarl. I think honestly probably one of the best supports in it. But looking overall, Groudon, Charizard, like these are Crobat even for Togekiss. Like a lot of these counter a lot of Gummy's team up top anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if you see like the likes of Turk coming out, Turk, Kingler, even Articuno, maybe Grimmsnarl. Maybe it's perhaps a slower team. And maybe even for the Kingler, just to lower that speed of like all Gummies, or all of Harrison's Mons. I wouldn't be surprised. So how is Gummy going to deal with Groudon here is the answer, because just looking at it, it's going to be rough. Harrison could run Dracozolt even in the back, and look, actually Dracozolt for like the Kingler and Articuno and even Togekiss. Dracozolt. Does really well. Standard Dracozolt doesn't. I will have some things with Harrison just to get him higher, especially with his new transactions. I think dropping the spec might have been controversial, but I do think that Solgaleo needs some support in the form of Grimmsnarl. So I do like it. His team was very offensive. He's gone for slightly more supporting Solgaleo variant. So I like it. But we'll just have to see how it turns out, I think.
Yeah, I think one of the main win cons might be G-Max Kingler. I mean, looking at Groudon and Charizard, I mean, Kingler being a strong water type, especially when you G-Max it and getting that the G-Max move, that could be something that's very valuable, but then again, there's Dracozolt right there, right? And paired next to a Crobat with Tailwind, now it's not a speed tie anymore. It's not 75 against 75. It's you're screwed and you're losing your max. Yeah. So I feel like Gummy has a really hard time dealing with this. It doesn't look promising, honestly.
Like I'd imagine Grimmsnarl is going to run Taunt for the Crobat for Tailwind, but again, like we saw last week, I'm pretty sure he did. Did he run Mental Harp?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Sadly did.
Sadly, so I can see that coming out again if you just really want to set up Tailwind.
Yeah, and you can't Inner Focus. You can't flinch it, so it's setting up whatever it wants. It's guaranteed. So if he wants to run Crobat with maybe Hustle Dracozolt and then just click Bolt Beak or whatever, I think that's what the move is called, and just click buttons. I mean, you can give it like Wide Lens so that he can't miss. Or Life Orb if you want even more damage. It's crazy how much damage this thing can do. So, and I think Dracozolt also gets Earthquake access. So paired next to Crobat, I mean, you can just click Earthquake for free. It's insane. Yeah, Gummy's in the mud. That's what I think.
Have your thoughts?
I think we see first week of Choice Band Thwacky. I'd be very interested to see what a Woodhammer does to Groudon. And I think through my prep against Harrison, obviously you look at his front two and you want to use like a water type. Sun's a thing, and Gummy doesn't have I checked Grimmsnarl, doesn't get pranks with Rain Dance or anything like that. So, I was looking at that, but know that Ice is really good against Harrison's team too. His top three, through his S and A tier, 3 of them are super effective, and it's neutral against Charizard, and it still does a lot if you have a powerful Ice move. So I'm thinking like honestly, Articuno, Thwackey, Rhydon, like Chardyberry, Articuno maybe, Thwackey to like Wood Hammer, Groudon, or like Choice Band, Grassy Glide even. Rhydon can stop electric moves going into Articuno as well from Dracozolt. Or just even redirection maybe this week with Togekiss, so his offensive threat can handle Harrison's weapons. But Gummy has some options, but I think at the same time it's going to be tough. I think Solgaleo has an awful matchup. Grimmsnarl will probably just be screens and stuff this week.
Yeah.
Like screens and redirection, and then his offense is really going to have to come from his bottom tiers, I think, based on the matchup. But I think I would go 2-1 Harrison. I think Gummy can do some things for sure, but I think he's got another rough matchup this week, and Harrison's got a lot of confidence. And he's going to build a good team like he did against me. Harrison built a pretty flawless team for the strategy I wanted to use, and I think he'll do it again and go 2-1.
For my prediction, this one's hard. This one's hard because I know Gummy really wants to win, being where he is right now on the table. And I know Harrison has a lot of momentum right now. Yeah. So I think I'm also going to have to go 2-1 Harrison. I want to say 2-0 Harrison, but I think Gummy has something. Even if it's for one game, he'll have something to get him a win. So I think I'm going to also go 2-1 Harrison. It's just, I think it's too much to overcome. The top tiers comparison, it's just not, it's not close right now. It's not close. It's really rough.
Yeah. I will say this, I just ran a calc, and Adamant max attack Thwackey to a fully HP invested and fully defensive with impish nature. Groudon does 90.8 to 108.2, which is 43.8 chance to OHKO with Wood Hammer.
Oh my God.
But saying that as well, like
that's Wood Hammer though.
That means
I feel like it has to be Grassy Glide this week because Thwackey is slower.
So. In that case, well, that's the thing. If he is fully HP and defense invested, the most he can have in speed is 4. So Gummy doesn't really have to have all that much speed investment. I'm pretty sure. Let me just look this up. Gummy needs 92 speed investment to outspeed if he just has 4. So in that case, Gummy's going to be faster than it. So it's either he's faster. It's either Groudon is faster than Thwackey or it dies. Thing, you know.
Yeah, but what is Groudon going to be paired with? Probably Charizard or Crobat. Crobat with dual wing beat probably kills Thwackey, and then Charizard's faster naturally.
Fire
you
Punch,
need too much speed investment.
I'd imagine, Fire Punch kills without any investment. I'm pretty sure.
It's like Thwackey's good, but it's only good for the Groudon, and then it's just like, okay, I want this thing to die because it can't do anything else. Maybe knock off. That's about it.
Because of like just everything stacked against him, and because we did owe Harrison a bit of an apology after last week. I'm gonna go 2-0 Harrison. I've been in Gummy's position. It's tough. You're kind of just scratching at everything, trying to claw out some strategies that you haven't used before, trying to see if something's gonna work. You'll get desperate, probably make a few misplays. You just need to now. If Gummy can just relax and just take his time and think about it slowly, he'll be in a lot better position than I was, say, this time last season. But if he becomes too obsessed with it and too frustrated like I was, I can see 2-0 Harrison.
Last thing I want to say, we saw last week in my game 3, I still lost. However, I got Trick Room up pretty freely against Harrison. So I think if Gummy could get like a Trick Room up for Turtonator, I feel like it has a really good matchup in Trick Room. It does get hit super effective by things that are faster than it, but when it's in Trick Room, it could do a lot of things. So Gummy, that's another thing Gummy could look to do to counter this unfavorable matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Gummy's going to need any sort of, strategy that he can to try and win because it's not looking good. All right, moving on. We have Mao v Mac. So, what do you guys think about this one? This is interesting. You have the Trick Room predominantly Trick Room team, I should say, because he doesn't always do Trick Room. Versus Storm Dream Maractus, I think that's the MVP for sure. What do you guys think about this one?
Storm Dream Maractus this week against Torpedo could be big threat.
Listen, it could happen. Cinderace is there. Sharpedo's good against Necrozma, Duskmane, because isn't that Steel Psychic?
Yeah.
So
I mean, he didn't bring it last week.
I mean, it could be a play. It could be a play.
I mean, Necrozma being very similar to Metagross in a way, I can see him running a pretty similar team to what he ran against me, maybe with a few exceptions, but overall, like, I feel like if he can set up Trick Room, if Mac can set up Trick Room, that is, he's in a pretty good spot. Sableye probably the only thing, I'm just looking here at the top of my head, that can stop him setting up Trick Room. Machamp is probably going to come for the stack, I'd imagine. What else? Maractus with that Absorb, of course. But, I wouldn't be surprised either if Mac just completely switches up, like I said, just go for a Sharpedo just because. Why not? Like, Max 1 and 2 with both losses coming to two people at top of the league, undefeated. I mean, Justin and myself. But even then, like, and he's beaten Ryder, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see something completely different to what he brought against me last week.
Alright, guys, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Just had a little audio issue. I believe I was talking about something about Mal could do with Iron Ball in his matchup against Max, so I'm just gonna pick it up right there. Maybe an Iron Ball, something with like Machamp or Necrozma, or just something makes him a little slower. So he might have a little speed advantage in Trick Room. Could be cool this week. But my overall thoughts is that I think Mal is gonna have a rough matchup because I think Mac is either gonna bluff the Trick Room completely or kind of just dominate in it. I think he's gonna build a very good team this week after losing 2 games in a row, and I can just see Mac winning this game this week. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, I'm looking at the teams now, right? I want to say Mac has a good matchup, but Cinderace is so strong. And the dark access that he can have to try and just focus down Indeedee and get rid of it immediately, just from, Max Darkness, or if he really wants to. I know Cinderace also gets another dark type move. It's not usually used, so you don't usually see it, but it gets Assurance. So you could also use that to take it below half and then target it with something else, or even just go for a U-turn off the rip if you know he's going to do that. You U-turn out, you save Cinderace and you save your Max, and then you try and go full Trick Room by maybe throwing out like I don't know what would you throw out, because you don't want to throw out Machamp because Indeedee, and that can be paired with Hatterene. Quagsire maybe would be a decent play. In Trick Room, not terrible. Its speed tier is pretty alright. I mean, you're not slower than Stack, and you're not slower than Hatterene, but you're slower than Hippowdon, and that matters in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, it's hard. I feel like Mal has a really tough time trying to stop Trick Room. Yeah, I mean, what is Sableye? I mean, Sableye could do things. I don't know.
Part of the reason why I think that Mac could just bluff it, like I think Mal's gonna prep so hard to win somehow in Trick Room or prevent Trick Room, then Mac can just function out of it as well. I think maybe you see Zekrom with a more important role this week because he fluffed Zekrom last week running it as min speed. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be another close one. We got some good games this week. when we decided the game of the week, we kind of just saw the championship matchups. We're like, oh, that's big. But a lot of the other games this week are really big too, that I'm noticing. So I think it's gonna be another good one, another close one. And I think I'm gonna go 1-2 Mac. I think is what I'm gonna call.
So you're saying 2-1 Mac. I'll say 2-1 Mac because actually no, scratch that. I'll say 2-0 Mac. I'll say 2-0 Mac only because I really don't see a solid way of getting away from Trick Room. It's just simple as that. Sableye just sucks into Hatterene. It just will not work. I mean, Mega Nadell's not going to come, obviously. What does Maractus do? Sort of thing. Machamp just gets slapped by Hatterene and Indeedee. Excuse me. It's rough. It's definitely not the favorable matchup you'd like to see. So
you're saying 2-1 as well?
2-0. Mac.
2-0, okay.
To Mac, yes.
That's what you're saying.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with Justin here. 2-0 Mac, and I know our predictions aren't very diverse so far, but yeah, I just like Mac's matchups right here. I had some counters to what Mac has, but I don't see much here for now. Maybe he tries to do a weakness policy stuff, but again, Irene probably just kills Necrozma with a Shadow Ball. So my advice is screens, because that's what happened for me, and it worked out for me. So that's all I'd say. But yeah, 2-0 Mac is my prediction.
All right, we got the predictions in. Let's move on to the next set of games. We have Germ versus Will. So we have the Zacian coming out this time. What do you guys think about this? Do you think Zacian can get another dub in this league?
No. Just look for the team, to be honest.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know what team wins on paper here, looking at it.
It looks very even to me on paper. Let's see. Okay.
Will has the speed tiers to outspeed and Tailwind. Which is really nice. You can see Blastoise, ice moves under Tailwind to cover Salamence. Eternatus with like Flamethrower this week for Zacian, Glastrier. So I think under Tailwind, Will's team has a very good matchup this week.
And we know how much Will loves his Aegislash, so I wouldn't be surprised if it comes, but at the same time, with the Glastrier on Germ's side, it's a bit of a shaky one. But altogether, looking at it, Will has all the speed tiers if you can set up a Tailwind, but Chinchino Fake Out could stop that.
I was just thinking Chinchino, because I'm looking at the teams and immediately I'm thinking Volcarona is going to have a fun time. You have Zacian, you have Glacier, and you have Berserker that he likes to pair with the Zacian.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Volcarona is going to have a really fun time. How do you counter that, right? Chinchino with Rock Blast, Skill Link, I think that's the ability.
Yeah.
Gives you the 5. That just destroys it completely. Or you just run Stealth Rocks. I mean, the choice is yours. Make him run heavy duty boots. Yeah. But no, Chinchino also gets Triple Axle, which will be very useful against Rotom and Whimsicott. Whimsicott is a great bring this week for him. But
he has Bullet Seeds and Blastoise as well.
Yeah, that's true. It's just there's a lot of ways this can go. I feel like it's going to be really, really tight, and it's going to come down to just who has the better lead off the rip, and then whoever does will win. I don't think there's a lot of playing out that could possibly happen. It's going to be rough. It's going to be really rough if you have a lead that's not good. Like, say you lead, if you're Germ, say you lead Zacian, and then you lead Berserker, and he leads Whimsicott, Volcarona. Well, now you're kind of screwed, because now he's going to have the speed tiers. He could either A, max, or B, just go for a Heat Wave, and then you just, well, I'm dead, you know? It's like, I'm kind of screwed. Or he just maxes target Berserker so that Zacian's move doesn't, get stronger. Whimsicott might die, but it gets up Tailwind, and maybe, if you're lucky, you put
Berserker
on Focus
fake
Patch.
out.
Oh, does it? Okay.
That is very fake out for L this week. Berserker, for sure.
I forgot Berserker got fake out. Yeah. That's something to consider as well. That would kind of just make Whimsicott useless.
Maybe like a
Ooh.
Berserker Cinccino lead this week or something like that. Could be really cool from him.
Then he probably leads Beware, maybe. I do like Beware here, not gonna lie.
Beware would be pretty good, yeah. You set up a Rage Powder Swords Dance, and then have Volcarona just die, switch in Whimsicott, and then you just Tailwind and max Beware. Ooh, that could be good. That could be really, really good. You just gotta worry about the speed tier of not being able to be faster than Zacian with, double speed. That's the only thing. You just gotta speed EV that. Ooh, that could be good. There's a lot of things you can do.
How much is a +2 Beware? Plus combat demonetization. A lot, I'd imagine.
That's probably death.
I was running it for prep against Justin, and it was doing a crap ton to Dialga. So if it's doing a lot to Dialga in max, may I add, it's doing a lot to Zacian.
You lose damage once you max, but it also gives you more health and more survivability. So, see, it's you win some and then you lose some.
I'm gonna another prediction. I think I've been right on all of Will's matches so far. But I'm gonna say 2-1 to Will. Just based on yeah.
I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna say 2-0 Will. I'm gonna say 2-0 Will. I think. Yeah, I mean, looking at the matchup even more in depth than surface level and just saying Zacian, okay, Zacian win. Instead of just going like that, which I really want to do, I think I think Will is more than capable of handling something like a Zacian.
Will is adapting very well to doubles right now. I'd say that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the transition isn't completely difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, he has so much experience in Pokemon in general that it's just more of, okay, well, now I just have to be more mindful of what's going on and who's going to get targeted and for what reason. I mean, I don't think it's too much of a big deal, but yeah, no, I think 2-0 Will. 2-0 Will.
Okay. And Kev?
I was sitting here hoping that you guys would keep talking for a little longer because I am struggling to predict this one.
No, it's definitely hard though because I'm just saying 2-0 Will because I know he's going to bring something out. He probably isn't bringing eject button Whimsicott this time. If he even wants to bring Whimsicott, which would be weird, but understandable considering the threats.
Yeah.
Because you got Mence, Glastrier, Zacian, Cinccino is a threat. Clearly,
and like if he does it like a Whimsicott Beware, more than likely they're going to target Whimsicott. If they don't target Whimsicott, then you can set up Tailwind. But otherwise, you can just set up Swords Dance with Beware.
And then we're also forgetting the MVP, Jinx. Jinx could just come in, fake out Berserker, and now Berserker can't fake out the Whimsicott. And then as long as Jinx survives, or it has like a Focus Sash, then it can just click Lovely Kiss. That's the definition of clicking buttons and having fun. So, I mean, you always have to be concerned about that. I'm looking at it now. Sandaconda could be absolutely wonderful. I mean, the max Rockfall into Glastrier and Salamence, the max Ground into Berserker and Zacian. I mean, you're mitigating all of the damage, and you're not really taking much back in return given the speed tier that you have over Glastrier and the more than likely defenses you'll be able to put up. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. Will 2-0 for me, Kev. I try to buy you more time. What do you think?
You didn't help me because you just helped Will's favor, and I was gonna go another bold prediction and say 2-1 Germ.
I don't feel like that's bold, but
it's not bold. It's just
well, I meant bold in the fact that you guys both went Will. I was gonna we'll stick with it. Fuck it. 2-1 Germ. Move on. I don't want to think about this one anymore. It's hurting my brain.
Okay, so we'll move on from it just for Kev's sake. Onto my match against Riolu. I don't want to dwell on too much because, again, don't want to give away too much. Also, we are in a bit of a time constraint this week, so we're going to try and get it over and done with as soon as we can. So for my matchup, I do like my matchup. Of course, Kyogre Tornadus is a bit of a problem, but I'm pretty confident in what I have. I have a few ideas lined up. Won't mention any names in my mons, but
I
I'll
mean,
leave
off the rip, maybe this is.
there's one mon that I think everyone can see that has a really good matchup here, but I ain't gonna say shit. So
I'm gonna say it right now and say
I'm
Storm
gonna
Drain Gastrodon is.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
I'm just gonna put 2-0 down for myself, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's my prediction.
Okay. No, yeah, Storm Drain Gastrodon is definitely a big play. Fiddle Gastros really has a good chance to go off this week. The only problem is Tornadus gets Energy Ball, and that'll hurt. So you'll definitely have to run Rindo Berry, in my opinion. Don't have to, but consider it for sure. Unless you want to max Gastrodon and put on enough SpDef investment to survive more than half, and then just run Weakness Policy. That's also a play that could happen. I'm sorry if I actually just ruined your strategy, but that's something I would consider. Yeah, I mean, looking at it's just the Storm Drain's bad. You really can't run Kyogre or Kingdra because of it. It's way too much of a threat because it mitigates all the damage.
I think that under a Tailwind, Kyogre can still do some things with Thunder and Ice moves into Yveltal. Maybe Assault Vest again this week. I think this is a rough matchup for Riolu, regardless, though. I'm going to say 2-0 Wex as well. I think Wex is going to really still be at the top of the leaderboard after this week.
We pray.
I'm going to say 2-0 Wex as well. I think the Storm Drain is a little too strong, and I don't think there's enough answers from the side of Riolu to be able to deal with everything that Wex can offer. All right.
Storm Drain just kind of hurts everything, and then you rely on like Tornadus or Crocodile to max, most likely. I mean, unless you're maxing Butterfree again, which we knew how that turned out last week. So,
listen, that's because I only set up the Electric Terrain. It could work this time, but I just think it's so frail. It's just a weak max option. But we'll see. We'll see how it works. I mean, it did have a lot of... it did survive. It wasn't one shot like I thought it would be if it did max when I hit into it with the Max Lightning. So it has more than I thought. But still, if you're a 2-hit OHKO and then you're kind of forced second turn to max guard to try and waste my max, I read through that and I attacked the other Mon, and then that's just kind of that, So it puts you in a rough spot if you can't get the Befuddle. But that's enough of that. Moving on to my game, it's me v Ryder. Very classic matchup, a Season 2 throwback, and last season's quarterfinal matchup. This is difficult. What do you guys think? If you guys could just tell me any strategy that would benefit me. I am writing this down as we speak. I'm not joking. I have a doc. Please.
Max belly jump Slurpuff.
On bird. Okay. Write that down.
I want your thoughts on his transactions this week, Justin.
Well, I'm not happy with it. But I'm not opposed to them.
Interesting.
The problem is Incineroar makes you want to run not Dialga physical. Which isn't really a problem. But then at the same time, you have access to Snarl. So it's like, alright, well, I'm going to be losing either physical or special attack if I decide to lead Dialga. From Incineroar, that's just inevitable. If he chooses to fake out the first turn, honestly, that's more beneficial to me. It's rough.
I can see Rain working well for you this week, Justin.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I've definitely considered that. I've made my team, so I don't want to say too much. But this is I'm not too concerned about Giratina. I feel like Dialga is a great answer to it. I don't think it can do too much damage necessarily. I know it is probably bulky, I haven't even looked at the
Very
stat.
bulky.
Okay.
It's,
Well,
Giratina is a base 150 HP and base 120 defensive.
yeah, that's scary. That is scary.
I mean, no. If he doesn't run Giratina, not much else on his team can handle Pelipper Jolteon. So enough them Thunders in the rain, or even on Pelipper's side, I'm pretty sure gets Skull. Just send off Skull so like Incineroar, send off a Skull to I don't know anything else, just for a chance for a burn. Jolteon can just fire off Thunders, kill things. Celestia, they're dead. Togetic dead. Walrein dead. Zatu dead. Poliwrath dead.
Hold on,
Like,
can you repeat that first? I'm
like,
no reason. I was just I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, Wex. I can't type that fast. So
I was talking to Ryder before he made these transactions, and I thought that he should maybe wait. Because I think that, what's it called? Zygarde has a really good matchup against your team, ground type against Dialga, and then it stops your rain stuff. But he kind of just, I think how bad he lost to Rooster really made him just switch it.
Yeah.
Well, I think he still could have a favorable matchup against Ryder. He always plays well against you, preps well. But I think Rain certainly is a lot better for you due to his drop of Zygarde.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. For my prediction, though, I think I'm going to go 2-1 me. I'm not going to go against myself because that would be counterproductive. I'm not trying to seem like I'm throwing just so I get my predictions right. That'd be pretty weak. So I'm going to go 2-1 me. Ryder definitely is probably going to be able to do some things. I mean, we'll see how this goes, but this is it's tough both ways, in my opinion. It's tough both ways.
Again, I think I've agreed with him a lot this week, but I'm pretty sure we reviewed on the winner for every match. If I'm going to be the same, I'm going to say 2-1 Justin. I just like Rain here right now. I can see something coming up for Ryder, like maybe if he runs, I don't know, an odd set. Like there's not much. He doesn't have any ground coverage really. For Jolteon, so Jolteon can just does a lot. But maybe if I don't know what he can do. Ryder will find a way to do anything. I know he had a rough matchup last week against Rooster, so I might be a bit annoyed this week. So
he's gonna take his pain out on me.
That's what we said about his match last week.
Yeah, true. But again, had a bad matchup, so 2-1 Justin.
I think I'm gonna have to be that guy again.
Oh.
I think it's gonna have to happen. I bet against Griffin last week, and it didn't work.
It'll work eventually. 2-1 Ryder. No, you know what? Fuck it. Say 2-0 Ryder. I dare you.
No, I think I'll give you some credit, and I'm gonna go 2-1 Ryder.
Oh wow, I get some credit. I'm blessed. K-Millie, bless me with the hacks that you so luckily get. Please, I just want the crits that matter, which are all of them. I don't care if they're at Focus Sash 1%. I need the crit. Please, pass me that luck. I need it. But yeah.
I'm gonna go Ryder just to be different and get these. When you guys get your predictions wrong and all mine right, I'm gonna
True enough. Okay.
Yeah, that'll happen like once in a while, but I feel like combined, me and Wex's brain is bigger than yours.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
I was gonna try and argue that.
All right. Well, that is the last matchup, but we do have a Game of the Week matchup. We have the San Jose Sharks versus the Golden State Warriors. No, I'm just kidding.
Golden State Warriors.
Is it GSW for Golden State Warriors? I don't know. I see GS. I think a Golden State.
GS.
Okay.
NHL with NBA you went for right there.
Well, I mean, there's nothing else that's SJS. Anyway, we have the South Jersey Swoobats versus what's GS? Honestly, Granite State Gravel Rocks.
Yeah.
It's California, so I was close to Golden State, right? Wait, is Granite? No, that's Oregon, isn't it?
Honestly, we're just gonna ignore Qwertz' team name because it's a whole.
He put googly eyes on rocks and said, "Yep,
That's
I'm gonna put this on
he
a
put
background."
googly eyes on Patrick's pet rock that won the snail race and said, "Yo, here's my logo." Essentially,
Yeah.
is what he did.
Yeah,
I mean, he does
that's
have Unstacked Attacker, which I think best nickname so far this year. Unstacked Attacker. Agreed.
Hmm?
He named his Aggron last week Unstacked Attacker.
Oh.
I was like, okay, I like that. That's pretty funny. So that's my nickname of the season so far.
I'm also gonna get my pen and paper out, and whatever you guys want to help me with would be great.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna just skip over analysis and just do my prediction off of no reason whatsoever. No, I mean, okay. Looking at this matchup, what do I see? Wex, any thoughts? I don't want to give Kevin anything.
Qwertz, take the Zamazenta and don't kill yourself. That's my tip for this week so far. Just don't kill yourself, please.
Stop running Earthquake on Tangrowth. It's not great. It's not bad, but it killed you last time, and that's why I feel like that's why you lost.
But again, the Qwertz had a rough. But like Gummy, he has made transactions trying to turn the season around. Making transactions worked for me, but it did take I think 1 or 2 games to kick into gear. So, he went for the Blizzard spam strategy like Kev did last season. Picking up Qwertz for Mewtwo, and I can't remember off the top of my head what his A tier was, but I picked up Ninetales Alola, and Aurora Veil. Probably does a lot here. Again, Zamazenta kind of just bodies ice types in a way, and Qwertz does not like facing Zamazenta here. So, I even though I like we have a new rule for this week. We have trusting Kev is minus 3 points. Just based on last week and how we all trusted him and he made us all lose. So
he fumbled the bag. He fumbled it. It's never a bag anymore. It's never a bag.
You guys didn't get that prediction, but who really lost?
Yeah. Overall, I do actually like Qwertz's matchup in some senses, but then the more I look at it, I'm like I look at Raichu and say, okay, Thundurus, could do something possibly, but then maybe not, and then I look down and see Marowak, and I'm like, oh no, it's another case of a strong electric mom being just completely bodied by Marowak, as we saw last matchup. I mean, Marowak lost last week, so that could be a sign of hope for him. Overall, I think this is gonna be it's gonna be a very close matchup. Ninetales does well against the likes of Galgi maybe, but yeah, again, you look at it, poison type. I didn't even notice that, not gonna lie, I completely forgot he's poison type. Klefki with a brilliant typing. So I mean, if you think about it, Earthquake and Tangrowth isn't looking too bad this week. Just saying.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, all it does is go set off weakness policy, I'm not gonna lie. But Ditto, I see again, like it's what, 4th week now. Again, I see Ditto being the big role player here, trying to take the Zamazenta. That's all I can really see here. Ninetales setting up a Aurora Veil, hoping that Qwertz can live some big hits off Zamazenta. Possibly Moltres coming in for a few air slashes. Trying to kill the Zamazenta. Worry about Thundurus firing off some Thunderbolts. You have to worry about lots of other things. I am gonna trust Kev here. I'm gonna say, just because Qwertz is just one of them unpredictable coaches who will do anything. I know he hasn't won a set this season, but I mean, Kev probably isn't the most confident after last week, but it's going to be a star of Qwertz just to begin with. I feel like Kevs is going to steady himself and pick up a 2-1 win here.
Alright, my prediction. Outside of Zamazenta and Klefki, Blizzard spam is actually really, really good. Especially if you run Focus Sash on Ninetales, and then if you notice, okay, well, I'm going to need to protect hear him. And you just throw up and you protect with one Zamazen. And then you always have the problem. Of okay, well then Ditto can come 2-1 Qwertz. I think Qwertz pulls it out.
First matchup we disagree on.
Me. I think I got a rough matchup. I think I also have a decent matchup in some aspects.
Yeah.
I'm excited to play Qwertz again. It's always a interesting event. But as you do, you gotta back yourself. 2-0 to me. Simple as that.
Okay. As I completely forgot about Sasha. I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I was thinking, oh well, you let him set up a Roarville, probably brick turn 2 with some, and
yeah. Because here's the thing: the only what I'm looking at here is the only thing that's going to be able to ruin Ninetales is a Max Rockfall. And what do you know on Kev's team that gets Max Rockfall? Well, Marowak, but Marowak is a ground type. And if you just double into it with Blizzard, it doesn't matter, right? You just do so much damage. It just dies, and it's special damage. It's not even physical damage, so it's even less on Marowak on that stat. So it's like, well, you really can't bring Marowak because it's hard. It is definitely hard. And then you just save your max for the back and pair it with a nice support mon. Maybe this time you go, maybe a Moltres Sigalith, and it's like, well, then what else is there that you can do? It's a very, very tough time. I think if Qwertz plays the cards right, maybe if Ditto doesn't die, he has a really, really, really good chance to pull this one out. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying 2-1.
I didn't look at it that way, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, honestly, that's completely
Wait,
viable.
Actually, no. Doesn't Moltres get... Moltres does get a Max Rockfall, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think the Qwertz used that against me. I don't know, that was his... Yeah, but I'm assuming that's pretty similar moveset, so I'm assuming it gets Ancient Power, I'm assuming.
So that's the only thing. Then maybe first turn, I mean, you have the speed, so then maybe first turn you set up Aurora Veil, you mitigate the damage from that, and then you do Blizzard spam. You get one turn of one Blizzard, a second turn of 2 Blizzards. Who knows? Who knows? But unless you guys have any final remarks, I'll let the floor be open for...
I will say this, Eli wasn't able to be part of this episode, so although he wasn't here, his predictions will be on screen with all of ours as well. Apart from that, I don't have anything else to add.
Just want to say, looking forward to a fun week. Excited to be the game of the week. Hopefully, I feel like a lot of games will be done early this week because of the holiday on Sunday. So look forward to an exciting, eventful, packed week, and again, look forward to the quiz night coming up soon, hopefully.
Cross our fingers. Probably in the next 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, hopefully we find a night where we can all get together.
Yeah. All right.
Justin, I'll team with you, and we just hope not to come last. Okay.
Yeah. We'll just mash buttons and hope for the best. Yeah. Don't worry about it. All right. That'll wrap it up here at the NDA Podcast. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Wex, for joining me. This has been episode 83. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Good luck on your matches this week if you are participating, and we will see you next time for the recap. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Peace.
See you guys around. Talk to you later.